where I'm going to sit. Are you gonna film this video? There's a lyric in my favorite Mona song that says, "Why is it so hot in LA in late October?" And I never quite understood that line until I moved to Southern California and it's like 90+ degrees in the middle of September. Hello, hi, today we're going to do something a little different, or something that I personally don't do a lot, mostly because I am a mood reader by definition. I just read whatever catches my fancy or whatever is available to me. But that being said, sometimes I do put together TBRs and have like a pile of books that I want to get to, and so today we are going to go over all of the books that I want to read in the fall of 2022. The idea behind this list is mostly to get into the fall spooky vibes. It has been a very long time since I've truly experienced fall during the North American fall time. In these past 2 years, not only as a bookish content creator, but a bookish content consumer, I have just never been really in a place to enjoy fall cozy reads during the fall time in North America, because fall does not exist in Hawaii. But now that I'm in Southern California, I can finally, hopefully, maybe enjoy some cooler weather as we move into the winter time. We'll see. Maybe Muna is telling me that I'm about to experience a hot-ass October. My usual disclaimer is that I know near to nothing about these books, and that's how I kind of like going into books. I've mostly picked up these books because friends have recommended them, or the premise or synopsis really interested me. So if I don't describe these books accurately, or I don't know 100% of what's going to go on in the book, that's why. So without further ado, let's get on to what I want to read this fall. So the first book that I want to read this fall is Eileen by Otessa Moshfeg. I have read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I thought was hilarious and kind of depressing. I really liked that Otessa Moshfeg wrote an entire book like that, and I heard that she writes some pretty weird other stuff too, including Eileen. I think Eileen is one of her earlier books, earlier than My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So I am excited to read this. It's apparently set in like the fall winter time, so hopefully it helps me get into that vibe. Oh no, I left the 50% off stickers on these. So the next book that I want to read is Dark and Shallow Lies by Myersen. This again is not really something I know too much about. I know that it's a YA thriller, mystery, maybe horror. It was on sale at the Barnes & Noble book haul sale, so I decided to pick it up. It was like $5. It looks like it's sort of like a mystery horror thing. The cover is really cool. I think this has like really cool fall vibes, so I'm excited. The next book is one of my most anticipated releases for 2022 that I have not yet gotten a finished copy of, and that is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is Tiffany D. Jackson's 2022 release. It got released, I think, last week in hardcover, but I haven't had the time to go pick it up, and I forgot to pre-order it. Again, I don't know much about this. I just know that it's by Tiffany D. Jackson, who is one of my favorite authors of all time. She does the horror mystery genre so well in such a non-disgusting or gory way. It's more of like that unsettling kind of horror that I personally really enjoy. From the promos of the book and from the cover itself, it's looking like it's gonna be a take on Carrie, with the whole prom queen covered in blood thing, so I'm excited for that. And regardless, it's Tiffany D. Jackson, so I'm super excited for that. The next book I'd like to read in the fall is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I recently hauled this book, and I have heard a lot of really good things about it and a lot of really bad things about it. It's one of those books where there's kind of like a dichotomy of readers. As I talked about in a previous video, it's been pitched as Gossip Girl Dark Academia, so even if it's not like really good literary fiction or dark academia, I am here for the whole Gossip Girl Dark Academia premise. So the next book is another book that I hauled recently, and that is All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Lynn Herman. Again, I talked about this in a different video, but a lot of my friends really enjoyed this, even though it's YA, I think, fantasy. I am pretty much 100% going off of their recommendation, but the premise sounds pretty cool. I think it's a competition and everyone's going to die, something like that. The next book is For the Throne by Hannah Witton, which is the sequel to For the Wolf. I read For the Wolf last year when I was in a really bad place, and Hannah Witton's writing just really got me through some tough times. Like, I loved delving into this universe and being completely sucked into the story. It is not necessarily like the most action-packed, exciting story, but her writing is so beautiful and atmospheric that it just moves you really well throughout the book. And towards the end of the first book, you find out a lot more about the world, but I'm excited to see where all of the events from the first book go in the second book and how the duology wraps up. The next book that I'd like to read is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I read the Final Girl Support Group earlier this year when I had COVID, and it thoroughly freaked me out. It was definitely a little slow at first, but as I got into Grady Hendrix's writing, I really enjoyed his writing. So I saw that My Best Friend's Exorcism was on sale at Barnes & Noble a while ago, and I picked this up. I really like how Grady Hendrix approaches the horror genre. It's not like straight out horror, and I love the cover. The art for this is so cool and so unique. I think no one's doing it like Grady Hendrix. And the last book that I'd like to read this fall is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This is another book that kind of divides readers. Either you love this or you hated this. This is a, I think, urban fantasy. Again, I don't really know much about these books, but I know that it is supposed to be dark academia and sapphic, and that it has greatly disappointed some people but also really impressed others. So I hope I'm in the latter group. We'll see. It's a big chunky book, but I'm excited to take it on, so I'll let you guys know my thoughts on this as well. It's been super hot here, and the only reason I'm able to wear long sleeves today is because there's a hurricane bringing wind and rain. So yeah, these are all of the books that I would like to read this fall. I'm really excited. I've been staring at these books for a long time, and honestly some of these are super past due for me to read. So hopefully I will get to them soon and I will give you guys all my thoughts. I've really been enjoying doing those weekend reading vlogs, and it's been a couple weeks since I've done them, but I definitely want to do a few more of those as the year starts to wrap up. But otherwise, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!